Hey everyone! Welcome back to your channel name, your go-to place for amazing stories behind everyday objects. And today, we're diving deep into the little copper coin we've all seen, probably ignored, or dropped under the couch. The 1 cent coin also known as the penny. But wait! Before you toss another penny in the tip jar, hold up. Because some of these tiny coins are worth thousands, even millions of dollars money back. Let's talk about its origin, design evolution, hidden value, and the incredible stories of rare pennies that changed people's lives. Let's rewind the clock, way back to 1793. That's right. The first official 1 cent coin was minted just 4 years after George Washington became president. This original coin was known as the flowing hair large cent. It was huge, almost the size of a modern-day half-dollar, and made entirely of pure copper. Back then, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia didn't have steam-powered machinery, so each coin was struck by hand. Can you imagine the labor? These early pennies were large, heavy, and didn't even have the words "In God We Trust." That came much later. The designs changed frequently, with variations like the draped bust, classic head, coronet head, and braided hair cents throughout the early 1800s. By 1856, the U.S. government decided the large copper coins were too expensive and bulky. Enter the Flying Eagle cent, the first of the small cents, and the beginning of the size we recognize today. It only lasted 3 years before being replaced by the Indian head cent in 1859. Ah yes, the Indian head penny. A true American classic. But did you know the figure isn't even an actual Native American? It's Lady Liberty wearing a feathered headdress. Talk about cultural imagination. Fast forward to 1909, the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. That year marked a turning point. The U.S. Mint released the first coin featuring a real historical figure, the one and only Honest Abe. The Lincoln wheat cent was born. With 2 wheat stalks on the back and Lincoln's profile on the front, it was designed by Victor David Brenner. Brenner added his initials VDB to the bottom of the reverse design. But people thought that was too much self-promotion, and the initials were removed, making the 1909 SVDB penny one of the rarest and most sought-after Lincoln cents ever minted. In 1959, to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. And yes, if you squint hard enough with a magnifying glass, you can actually see a tiny Lincoln statue inside the memorial on the coin. This version of the penny ran all the way until 2008. In 2009, the Mint celebrated Lincoln's 200th birthday with 4 different reverse designs showing his life stages, from log cabin days to the Capitol Dome being built. Then in 2010, the current design was introduced, the Union Shield penny, symbolizing Lincoln's preservation of the U.S. during the Civil War. Alright, this is what you've been waiting for. Which 1 cent coins are worth big money? In 1943, due to World War II, pennies were made from steel coated with zinc to save copper for the war effort. But a few copper planchets slipped through the cracks, and those 1943 copper pennies are now worth up to $1.70 million. Remember this one? Only 484,000 were made, and in mint condition, they can fetch $2,000 to $15,000 or more. A minting error created a double image on the date and lettering. This one can bring in $1,500 to over $15,000, depending on the condition. Another cool error. Worth hundreds or even thousands. Most 1992 pennies have a noticeable space between the and M in America. A rare batch had them almost touching. Those go for $1,000 or more. Here are a few quick fun facts to wrap it up. The penny has changed composition multiple times, from pure copper to bronze, then to zinc with copper plating. It costs more than 1 cent to make a penny today. Over 300 billion pennies have been minted since 1793. You're more likely to find a rare coin in circulation than win the lottery, so check your change. And finally, did you know there's a real debate on whether the US should even keep the penny? Some say it's outdated and costs taxpayers money. Others say it's part of our history and tradition. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into the story of the 1-cent coin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss out on amazing stories from history and everyday life. Drop a money bag in the comments if you've ever found a cool penny, or better yet, a rare one. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your change jar full, and never underestimate the power of a penny. Today, we're zooming in on a very specific coin, something most of us have probably come across, but few actually take a second look at. I'm talking about the 1962 Lincoln cent, that little copper coin that could be worth far more than just 1 cent. So grab your magnifying glass and your change jar, because by the end of this video, you might just go digging for treasure. The design itself traces all the way back to 1909, when the U.S. Mint released the first Lincoln cent to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. That made the penny the very first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse side featured 2 wheat ears, giving us the famous wheat penny. But in 1959, that changed. To celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday, the Lincoln Memorial design was added to the reverse, replacing the wheat stalks. So by 1962, we're in the middle of the Lincoln Memorial cent era, which ran from 1959 to 2008. Now, the 1962 penny is what we call a pre-1982 Lincoln Memorial cent, and here's why that matters. By comparison, today's post-1982 pennies are only 2.5% copper with a 97.5% zinc core, and weigh 2.5 grams. So the 1962 penny already stands out in your coin jar by weight and sound. The 1962 Lincoln cent was minted at 2 locations in total. The U.S. Mint produced a jaw-dropping 2.4 billion Lincoln cents in 1962, over $750 million from Denver, and more than 1.7 billion from Philadelphia. So yes, they're common, but not all are created equal. Not all 1962 pennies are worth a penny. Some rare errors and mint varieties can turn that humble coin into a collector's dream. Let's look at the most valuable types. These coins show doubling in the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile, especially around Liberty or In God We Trust. While not officially confirmed as major varieties, there are known specimens. If verified, these can sell for $100 to $500 plus depending on clarity. If your penny looks like part of the design is missing or shifted way off, say 5%, 10%, or even 50% off center, it could be worth $25 to $150 or more, especially if the date is still visible. This is a cool one. A die break between the B and E in Liberty creates what looks like an I, spelling Liberty. These quirky little errors can sell for $10 to $30 plus, especially in nice condition. Although 1962 proof sets were officially minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, these shiny, mirror-like pennies were struck for collectors and never intended for circulation. A pristine 1962 proof penny can bring $10 to $50 plus, and even more in perfect PR70 condition. While most 1962 pennies won't make you rich, the rare ones absolutely can, and they're still hiding in old jars, attic boxes, and estate collections all over the world. And hey, check your change tonight. You never know, you might be sitting on a tiny copper coin worth hundreds of dollars. Have a rare penny? Drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your story.